it was really frightening because it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Fallen trees on homes and caved-in fences has become a common sight in Missoula.
Crews are working as quickly as they can and as diligently as they can, but the impacts of this storm were significant and wide.
Trees down, traffic slow, businesses closed, and property damaged.
Right now, as we come in the air with our live broadcast, another night of power outages with residents waking up to another day of cleanup following a severe thunderstorm. Governor Greg Gianforte issuing an executive order declaring a disaster in Missoula and Mineral counties. The announcement releases funding to help impacted communities. Officials report water conservation is a big priority right now, as not all city wells are back online and many are running off generators. Areas facing limited access to water include South Hills, Linda Vista, and Lewis and Clark. Clearing debris, blocking public rights of way is another main focus of the city.
And to say we're going to recover, in one day or immediately, the timeline for getting past this is, it takes a little while.
Residents are asked to leave debris in yards until private property cleanup can take place. Northwestern Energy announced some outages will not be repaired until early next week. Approximately 160 personnel, 34 lines, and 22 tree crews are working to restore services. Here's a look at Northwestern Energy's outage map. The company is working around the clock to restore power to all customers. Although the number of outages has dropped, thousands remain in the dark. Many Missoula Electric Co-op customers are also without power. With no power, many residents are tossing out food from the fridge. However, consumers aren't the only ones throwing away food. Several grocery stores across Missoula are doing the same due to a lack of power. One store is Yoke's Fresh Market on Broadway. Yokes told us they lost all perishable items, including eggs, dairy, meat, and much more. But the store is open thanks to power from a generator to run cash registers and a few lights. No estimate on when power will be restored, but suppliers are on hand and ready to deliver new perishable groceries. The storm damage hitting some golf courses hard. Crews are working to remove storm debris at Larchmont Golf Course in Missoula. Course players are pitching in to help. General Manager Rick Spurgeon says the front nine will hopefully be ready to play by the weekend, but there's still a lot of work ahead.
It looks like a tornado ran through it. We lost over 140 trees out here, most of them big, tall, mature pines.
Resources are available for those impacted by the storm. You can go to the Missoula Election Center. It's open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for water, snacks, to charge devices, and even take a shower. Also, businesses and organizations are looking for volunteers to help with cleanup. Right now, an emergency closure remains in place for portions of the Clark Fork, Bitterroot, and the Blackfoot rivers due to downed power lines in the water. The Clark Fork River is temporarily closed from Milltown State Park to Petty Creek Fishing Access Site, and the Bitterroot River is also closed from the Chief Looking Glass Fishing Access Site to the confluence of the Clark Fork River. And the Upper Blackfoot River from River Junction Fishing Access Site to Russell Gates Memorial Fishing Access Site is also closed. FWP advises people to use extreme caution if out and about. As some residents work to remove debris, others are finding the necessary equipment to do the job is hard to come by. Ace Hardware says chainsaws and other equipment are flying off the shelves, with 75 to 80 saws sold in one day. Tyler Anderson, the power equipment manager, explained just how quickly it happened.
We actually opened the doors early. We had people lined up outside. They let them in about a half hour early, and it was going since the crack of dawn.
Anderson also says they sold out of personal protective equipment in addition to selling hundreds of flashlights. Lowe's says that they are also selling out of chainsaws. Home Depot says while they have plenty of chainsaws, they sold out of generators, with 20 or 30 going out the door. We'll keep you updated with the latest information on our homepage. You can also view images of this storm in our photo gallery at NBCMontana.com. And to upload your photos, go to NBCMontana.com/chime in.
yeah, everybody's kind of in a hard way.
It's not an uncommon story after Wednesday's storm. Virtually every street is dealing with its own crisis. A tree fallen, power line down, sidewalks torn apart. Some lost power in the middle of the night and are still dealing with the outage.
I love Montana for the most part. I was just a little surprised.
Northwestern Energy says tens of thousands of citizens in Missoula lost power. Now the work begins to try to restore it.
First priority is to get the transmission lines going, and then the distribution lines will come off of those to get those re-energized.
Holloway, who oversees disasters with the county, said Northwestern Energy has sent additional crews from other Montana areas as well as contract crews to Missoula to help recover from the storm. Missoula County is saying citizens should conserve water because backup generators are being used to move water around.
It takes electricity to pump that water out of the ground. So if people can just use the water they need, that can help the community.
Some traffic signals in Missoula have been affected. Drivers should treat these as a four-way stop. Slow down, and if people can avoid travel, they should. I asked Holloway if there's any idea how long it will take to return to normal. He said it'll be a lengthy process.
You can be assured that crews are working as quickly as they can and as diligently as they can, but the impacts of this storm were significant and wide, and it's going to take a while to get full power restoration throughout Missoula County.
We've already resolved, upwards of 200 removals over the past few months, and those have really been the highest risk removals.
I reached out to multiple insurance companies to get some advice on how to file insurance claims after this storm. Almost universally, they told me they were too busy, but one insurer managed to fit me into his schedule. Andre Marquier, the principal owner of Marquier Insurance, said in just half a workday, he had seen over 150 submitted claims. He said a disaster like this isn't completely foreign to Missoula. They occur about every 20 years.
Last time was 1998, where we had some significant wind and hail losses that's surpassed this number.
But the advice he gives through these experiences stays the same. Take lots of pictures of the scene, take steps to prevent future damage, especially if future storms are on the horizon, and get on a wait list for any repairs needed. The sooner, the better. He also reminds citizens that barring some exceptions of negligence, they aren't liable for the damage caused by their property.
This is an act of nature. This is a wind event. You are not necessarily legally liable for that damage that a fallen tree or a building blown over on somebody's fence has done.
I asked if customers should expect higher premiums. Marquier didn't sugarcoat it.
A significant event like this is going to make its way to the actuaries and eventually lead to higher premiums, unfortunately.
Some more bad news for some. I was told under most property insurance policies, debris removal isn't covered unless it hit a structure that is covered by insurance.
So the tree that's just fallen in your yard is not going to be covered against the peril of wind.
Make sure to visit our homepage at NBCMontana.com for more resources. Reporting in Missoula, Bowen West, NBC Montana.
continues across Missoula. Homeowners and businesses are recovering after Wednesday's storm tore through town, tearing down trees, damaging fences and property.
It looks like a tornado ran through it. We lost over 140 trees out here. Most of them big, tall, mature pines.
Spurgeon is hopeful that the front nine will be up and ready to play by this weekend, but they still have a lot of work to do around the course. It's prime time golfing season right now, and those who play the Larchmont course have been out helping get the course back up and running.
It means the world. I mean, people take care of this place. You know, it's fantastic to see our pass holders come out and, you know, do work on the place that they love to come out every day.
Many people are still without power across the city, and resources are still available. The Election Center in Missoula, located at 140 North Russell Street, is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and will remain open until all of Missoula has power back up and running. They have a shower, charging stations, water, and snacks. I visited the shelter Friday morning, and just when I was there, 38 people were utilizing the services provided.
Red Cross mission uses the words alleviate suffering, and this is our way to try to tie into that. We want to have people able to reach their family members to let them know they're okay, to have those cell phones ready, to have medical devices charged and ready to go. So that's our mission. That's what we're here for.